Good day, students. Welcome back to basic science lessons. In our previous class, we started by considering living things, and we said living things are those things that have life in them, and we said living things are classified into two, which are plants and animals. And in our last class, we were able to look at plants and animal cells. We look at the history of the cell. We said the cell was discovered by a scientist known as Robert Hooke, and then we look at the structure of the plant and the animal cells and the functions of the structures of the plant and animal cells. In our class today, we'll be considering similarities and differences between plant and animal cells. Similarities and differences between plants and animal cells. We'll look at what plant and animal cells have in common and what is different in both plant and animal cells. We begin with the similarities. Similarities between plants and animal cells. Structures that you see both in plant and animal cells. The first one there is plant cell. The second column is for the animal cells. Number 1. Plant cell has a cell membrane. Animal cell too has a cell membrane. So both plant and animal cell have cell membrane. 2. Has cytoplasm, which is also common in animal cells. So both plant and animal cells have cytoplasm. 3. Has a nucleus. Both plant and animal cells have nucleus. So these are the similarities between plants and animal cells. Both have cell membrane, both have cytoplasm, and both have nucleus. Next is the differences between plants and animal cells. Differences between plants and animal cells. Plant cells. 1. Cellulose cell wall present. In plant cells, we see cellulose cell wall. And animal cells, cell wall is absent. Animal cell does not have cell wall. 2. Cell vacuoles present in plant cells. Vacuoles are present in animal cells, in plant cells. And vacuoles are normally absent in animal cells. So we have vacuoles present in plant cells, and then vacuoles absent in animal cells. 3. Chloroplast present in plant cells. Chloroplast present, and we said the chloroplast is the green pigment in plants. And then animal cells, chloroplast is absent. Chloroplast is absent. Number 4. Cytoplasm does not fill the cell. Cytoplasm does not fill the cell in plant cells. But in animal cells, cytoplasm fills the cell. Number 5. Cell sap present in plant cells. And number 5 of animal cells is cell sap absent. So in plant cells, we have cell wall, vacuoles, chloroplast, cytoplasm, and cell sap. These are present in plant cells. And then in animal cells, cell wall is absent, vacuole is absent, chloroplast is absent, cytoplasm does not fill the cell, and then cell sap absent. These are the differences between plant and animal cells. Differences in how plants and animals function. Differences in how plants and animals function. Despite the fact that we said that both plants and animals are classified as living things, in the functions of their characteristics, there are differences. The first function there is movement. Plants do not move from one place to another, but carry out bending movement. Plants don't change position in their movement. They don't move from one place to another. All that plants do is that they can bend parts of their bodies. But under animal cells, animals move from one place to another on their own. So animals can move from one place to another to change location completely on their own. Breathing. Plants have no complex organs for breathing. They don't have complex organs for breathing. But animals breathe through complex organs such as lungs and gills. So animals have complex breathing organs such as lungs and gills. Number 3. Feeding. Make their own food. Plants make their own food. They don't depend on animals to get food. They make their own food through the process called photosynthesis. While animals feed on plants or other animals. So animals cannot make their own food. They depend on plants and other animals for food. Number 4, excretion. Plants have no complex organs for excretion. Plants have no complex organs for excretion. But animals have complex organs for excretion, e.g. the kidneys and the lungs. Then number 5, growth. Growth in length only at tips of stems and roots. That's how plants grow. So plants grow in length only at tips of stems and roots. But animals grow in length in all parts of the body. Then number 6, sensitivity. Sensitivity. Respond slowly to change in the environment, except for sensitive plants. Plant response to change in the environment is slowly, except for sensitive plants. But animals respond quickly to change in their environment. So these are some of the differences in how plants and animals function in their characteristics. Importance of plants to human beings. Importance of plants to human beings. Plants provide human beings with food such as vegetables, fruits, tubers, etc. So human beings get food from plants, and examples of food gotten from plants include yam, cassava, rice, spinach, tomatoes, etc. Then number 2, plants provide human beings with firewood for burning. Number 3, plants provide human beings with timber in making furniture and even local bridges. Number 4, some medicines that cure human diseases are obtained from plants. There are some local herbs and medicines that are used to cure human diseases that are obtained from plants. Even the medicine, the drugs, the scientific drugs too, some of them are produced from plants, are obtained from plants. Number 5, plants remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere during photosynthesis and give out oxygen, thus helping to restore the proportions of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Remember, we say photosynthesis is the process by which green plants manufacture their own food. And in this process, the plants use carbon dioxide, water, oxygen, and chlorophyll. So in this process of photosynthesis, plants take out the carbon dioxide that are released by respiration from animals, and they release or they give out oxygen. And this helps to check in the balance of carbon oxygen in the atmosphere. Number 6, plants beautify the human environment. Like in terms of things like flowers, they are planted to beautify the human environment. Then number 7, roots of plants hold soil particles together and reduce soil erosion. Uses of animals to humans. Uses of animals to humans. Animals are eaten by humans and they serve as source of protein. Number 2, some animals, e.g. donkeys and camels, are used by humans as beasts of burden. These animals are used to carry goods from one location to another, and they are also used in cultivation in some parts of the country. Number 3, some animals are used for transportation by human beings, e.g. the horse and the camels. Horse and camels, especially in the olden days, are used for transportation. Number 4, the dog is used to watch over our property. So the dog is used for security, to watch over our property. Then number 5, animals are sold to earn money, e.g. goats, sheep, pigs, and poultry. They can serve as source of income. Characteristics of living things. Characteristics of living things. These are features or things that living things do that non-living things cannot. The characteristics of living things are: 1, movement. Living things move from one place to another or move parts of their body, as we have seen earlier on. 2, feeding. 3, respiration. 4, excretion, which is the removal of waste product, metabolic waste product from the body of living things. Number 5, growth, which is an increase in size, mass, and weight. 7, reproduction, which is the ability of living things to give birth to young ones of its own kind. And number 7, irritability, the ability of living things to respond to stimulus in their environment. So these are the characteristics of living things. A human being as a living thing. A human being as a living thing. A human being is a living thing because he or she shares all the characteristics of living things with other living things. That's the reason why human beings are living things. They share all those characteristics we have earlier mentioned, like feeding, movement, irritability, excretion, respiration, and reproduction with other living things. And with that, we have come to the end of the topic, living things. When we meet in our next class, we'll pick a new topic. Have a good day. See you next time.